We are looking at 15 USC. Let me go to the top. 15 USC 1681I. 15 USC 1681I. So procedure in case of disputed accuracy. So we're looking at 1681I A1A. Let's go back to the best practices. So whenever they say verified, you want to ask them how. And the reason why you want to ask them how is because you can reference 1681I A1A. So reinvestigation of disputed information, reinvestigation required. This is a section I want y'all to be familiar with. Subject to subsection F and except as provided in subsection G, if the completeness or accuracy of any item of information contained in a consumer's file at a consumer reporting agency is disputed by the consumer and the consumer notifies the agency directly via mail or whatever, or directly, indirectly, through a reseller of such dispute, the agency shall free of charge conduct a reasonable reinvestigation to determine whether the disputed information is inaccurate and record the current status of the disputed information or delete the item from the file in accordance with paragraph 5 before the end of the 30-day period beginning on the date on which the agency receives a notice of the dispute from the consumer or reseller. This law is very, very important, right? Because of this word right here, before. Before the investigation is complete, the item has to be deleted. If y'all didn't know that, whenever they're doing their investigation, the item has to be deleted. It has to be deleted before they even fully complete their investigation. So use that to your advantage. When they're saying verified, if they didn't delete the item beforehand, they've already violated FCRA. You want to catch them in FCRA violations. When they say verified, it's going through an automated system, eOscar. Is that not a violation of a reasonable procedure to ensure maximum possible accuracy? How could it be maximum possible accuracy if you're doing something that's not equitable to me, the consumer? You're putting my dispute through an automated system. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. So y'all got to call them out on that. Question them. Right? Call them out on it and question them. Speaking of maximum possible accuracy, if it's deleted on one consumer reported, through one consumer reporting agency, but it's not deleted on other ones, quote 15 USC 1681 EB. So you can show that it's been deleted on one of them. Like you do a screen capture. What we do is we'll do like a screen capture on like the Identity IQ report or whatever. And then we'll send a letter to where it's not deleted and let them know they have to ensure maximum possible accuracy. Maximum possible accuracy was not ensured, right? So that's a violation. Y'all have violated me. There's not maximum possible accuracy. So that's a way, just to call them out too and build your case. Remember, I'm giving y'all different laws, and at the end, I'm going to give y'all a list of laws you can use that can possibly help you get it deleted. Consumer laws, credit. Nothing's guaranteed. You just got to keep going. Permissible purpose is your best friend, right? The reason why I say this is because you want to rely on permissible purpose as well when it comes to building up your case for litigation. Let's say you have to do something like that just to get the late payment deleted, the account deleted, whatever, right? If you're trying to get that late payment deleted, the account deleted, I want y'all to rely on permissible purpose. People always say 1681B number 2, permissible purpose, written instructions of the consumer, right? That's very, very true. They didn't get your written instructions to put that on your consumer report. So that's why it needs to be deleted. Stand on that. Let them know. So 1 tip 2, we backdate by 60 days to facilitate an FCRA violation. We're going to go over it on the actual letter, but just something to be aware of. And then you can also do an FTC goodwill letter if you want. You can call. Sometimes I've heard people call to get the late payment removed. But my favorite method is actually enforcing the law, because we know you can get really cold with it. When you know the laws, you know where to actually get the violations and all that. And for us, late payments have been easy with, the letter that we're going to go over today. And like I said, I'm going to put it in the private Facebook group so y'all can just copy and paste it as you wish. If you're not in a private Facebook group, you can go ahead and get tapped in. There's more resources over there. But if you're not in a private Facebook group, just, pause the video and create your own letter. So those are tips. So some frequently asked questions. These are just some frequently asked questions that I get asked here and there, DMs, all that. So what happens if it gets verified? Going back to what I said, ask them how. How did you verify it? Right? The way that it's not in their best interest to do a complete and full investigation. They're never going to do a complete and full investigation because they get paid to report that negative item on your behalf. So ask them, how did they verify it? Was it through an automated system? Okay, it was through an automated system. No human was looking at my dispute. So that's not equitable to me, the consumer. When we talk about something that's equitable, we're talking about the very first word in the actual law, Fair Credit Reporting Act. Y'all use y'all brains when y'all are, going through, doing what you got to do. And then, look at the reasonable procedures featured post I put in a Facebook group. This is why it's important that you're actually in a Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, reach out to me. We'll get you in a Facebook group. And it'll give you more clarity as far as deletions and litigation. So keep that in mind. So what happens if it gets deleted on one CRA, but not the other ones? Like I said earlier, use maximum possible accuracy, 15 USC 1681 EB, or just send an additional round of however you got it deleted initially, right? So we've sent the letter that I'm going to show y'all to where it got deleted. The late payment got deleted or corrected on one of the consumer reporting agencies. And then we sent it again. And then, a couple rounds, and then everything got situated. So sometimes you just got to be persistent with it. You could do CFPB. You could do BBB. You could do Attorney General. But I wouldn't, when we're talking about remedy, this is probably deeper than the scope of the video. I wouldn't really necessarily rely on the CFPB as far as remedy. You might get that deletion, but it's not guaranteed. I know some people swear by the CFPB, but, let me speak on my situation. Me personally, I wouldn't rely on the CFPB like that. It may work for you. I don't know. All right, last thing before we get into the actual letter, I'll let y'all be on y'all way and get all y'all late payments deleted or your client's late payments deleted. What are all the laws that may be helpful in deleting the late payment? So as y'all watching this video, you can definitely just pause the video right now or take a screenshot, look up these laws later. So obviously permissible purpose, 15 USC 1681B number 2 is going to be powerful. 15 USC 1666B, this is the timing of payments, and this is one of the laws we actually use in the letter that we're going to go through. 15 USC 1666, this is a correction of billing error. They also have a 1666B in that one too, so be aware of that. 1681A to AI, that's powerful as well. 1681A to B, any authorization, that one's powerful as well. Maximum possible accuracy, 1681EB. Like we talked about, procedure in case of disputed accuracy, 1681I-A1A. This one I don't really talk about, but this is talking about disclosures to consumers, 1681G-A, so you can look that up. And then also look up 1681G-C2A. So that talks about the disclosures that need to be provided. It's just a little bit of extra sauce you can put in your letters. It's not necessary. We don't put it in our letter, but for different situations, it could be powerful for building your case. So keep that in mind. We're going to go to the letter now, and then we're going to get off this video. All right, so like every letter we have, remember, I'm going to put this letter in the private Facebook group. Like every letter we have the disclaimer. So results may vary. Please use this template as inspiration for your own situation because every situation is different. I don't recommend copying verbatim. Also, a lot of times people wonder who they should send the letters to. In this template, I put TransUnion as an example, but we recommend sending to all consumer reporting agencies as well as the creditor. You have the late payment list or late payments list, like I said previously. If you want to go the extra mile, you can also send to the registered agents, like I mentioned, to put them on notice that you know that in case it escalates to litigation, but it's not necessary for deletions, as we have experienced. Like I told you, we don't go that deep just to get the deletion, but you can go that deep. Some of y'all is petty. Go ahead and be petty. Act bad. Go crazy. So, best practice. This letter recommends backdating the date by 60 days. So if you do decide to do all that, make sure you do not send a certified mail. You only send certified mail because you know the date is going to show for record, right? So when you're doing your administrative process, you're trying to go through litigation, that's cool. If you're just trying to get that deletion, backdating is good for facilitating that FCRA violation as far as the number of days they need to investigate, submit that with the CFPB. It could be powerful, right? So just keep that in mind. The items that need to be substituted are highlighted in green. Keep that in mind. And there are miscellaneous orange highlighted items that aren't necessary, but it could be helpful in beating the eOscar system. Y'all should know about that.